Good morning, allihopa. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be with you today. I would like to warmly congratulate the Swedish Qualifications Framework on its 10th anniversary. A decade of progress is an impressive milestone. It reflects not only maturity, but also continuing ambition, a readiness to evolve, adapt and grow. Anniversaries such as this are moments for both reflection and renewal, to look back on what has been achieved and to look ahead with confidence and purpose. A qualifications framework is much more than a technical tool. It is an instrument for recognizing, developing and connecting people's skills, knowledge and competences along a continuum of levels. Frameworks give structure to qualifications and help us understand how they relate to one another. They define learning in terms of outcomes, namely what a person knows, understands and is able to do, regardless of where that learning took place, in formal education, on the job, through volunteering, or through, for example, caring for others. In this sense, qualifications frameworks embody a powerful idea that all learning has value and that skills are transferable. They serve as roadmaps for progression within and across occupations and sectors, supporting lifelong learning and skills development. They also help build a labor market that is fair, transparent and dynamic. Let us now look at the European context. A key turning point in the European context came with the adoption of the European Qualifications Framework, EQF, in 2008. The EQF established a common reference framework of 8 levels, inviting member states to relate their national qualification levels to it. When it began, only France, Ireland and Malta had national frameworks in place. Today, every EU member state does. The EQF serves as a hub, a translation and comparison tool, linking national frameworks. The EQF covers all types and levels of qualifications, from formal education and training to non-formal and informal learning. And it has become indispensable for ensuring transparency and trust in qualifications across borders and sectors. Since its creation, the EQF has delivered important results. Allow me to highlight 6 key achievements. First, all member states do now have national qualifications frameworks in place, mostly established through legislation. Second, all member states have now also referenced their national frameworks to the EQF, and many member states are actively updating their referencing to the EQF. Third, participation in the EQF has expanded beyond the EU. 41 countries are now part of the EQF process, building together a pan-European zone of trust. Fourth, the EQF 8-level structure is widely recognized and adopted as a reference point. 5. Thanks to the EQF, qualifications across Europe and increasingly worldwide are now expressed in learning outcomes, making them skills-oriented. And the last one, number 6, is that the EQF is considered an international benchmark, expressing quality, coherence and trust. However, no achievement is ever complete. We must also be clear about the challenges ahead. I would like to mention 4. First of all, operational readiness. The benefits of the EQF depend on each participating country maintaining an up-to-date and accessible NQF register or database. information on qualifications should be easily accessible online for employers, for learners and recognition authorities alike, and also be interconnected across borders, which is done through the Europass platform. Second, inclusiveness of all learning. The EQF aims to embrace every type of qualification. Formal, industry-based, large or small in volume, full or partial, including also micro-credentials. This ambition can only materialize if all participating countries in the EQF integrate this diversity within their frameworks. The third challenge is visibility and communication. We must become better at raising awareness of the EQF and national frameworks among employers, professionals, and also the general public. The more they are used, the more value they bring. And the last challenge I would like to mention relates to relevance and renewal. Frameworks should evolve with labor markets and technology. They cannot stand still. They must remain living systems, be regularly reviewed and co-created with all stakeholders. Looking ahead, the trend is encouraging. Across Europe, more frameworks are now operational, legally established, and also periodically reviewed. As they mature, their potential grows to support lifelong learning, to strengthen skills ecosystems, and to serve as reliable reference points for recognition, both within Europe and globally. In closing, let us remember, qualifications frameworks are not ends in themselves. They are enablers. They empower individuals, they strengthen societies, and they build trust between countries. As we celebrate 10 years of the Swedish qualifications framework today, let us continue to advance this shared European vision, one in which every skill counts, every learning pathway matters, and learning truly lasts a lifetime. Thank you, and have a fruitful conference today.